Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete, and guess what? I have that OG of bulletproof SUVs. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2023 Toyota 4Runner. This particular one is a TRD Sport Edition. But before we get into this Lunar Rock popular SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. The 4Runner. It has not been changed in years. Now that's a good thing and a bad thing. The good news is a lot of the things that make a 4Runner so amazing, like the bulletproof drivetrain, is still there. The bad news is when it comes to technology and other creature comforts, the 4Runner is lacking when compared to the competition. Now, you and I were both in Salt Lake City for the unveil of another Toyota iconic SUV name. What is that? That's the Land Cruiser. Now the Land Cruiser is a 2024 model year vehicle, and I think one of the things that frustrated people the most was that it only is available with a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. So what I want to find out is, should you go for that new Land Cruiser just because it's new, it's got the newer technology, or should you go with the tried and true 4Runner, especially this TRD Sport? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this Lunar Rock, that's the name of the color, Lunar Rock TRD Sport 4Runner, and find out. Right off the bat, the color, very unique, and I feel like it fits the identity and the body lines of this TRD Sport. Now what's interesting is that the TRD Sport actually first came about just last year, 2022. So even though the 4Runner's been around for a while, and most people think of a 4Runner and they think of TRD Off-Road Pro, this is a TRD Sport. Now at the front of the business, you're gonna get that same classic headlight style. So you have the large headlight housing, unlike the Land Cruiser, which has the newer technology, smaller housing. We do have an LED projector beam headlight, but the zonk is, if you notice, there's Thomas Edison rocking in his rocking chair with that old school light bulb for the turn signal. Now, working our way down, I like the way everything is color matched. You do have flat black and LED fog lamps, but they give you this fake vent. And this is gonna be part of a big zonk that I'm gonna issue in a few seconds, are these fake vents. Even on the bottom, I like the way that they just went body colored instead of putting a bunch of gloss black. We come across that iconic front end of a 4Runner, still looks fantastic. You got the Toyota badge, body colored, functional up top, in the middle and down below, and we have a forward facing camera on the TRD Sport, which is a nice touch. Love the way the bottom portion is all body color painted. So really gives a nice cohesive design, and I really love that classic shape of the upper portion of the grille area. Really screams I'm a 4Runner in a very good way. Now as we rise up on the TRD Sport, you are going to get the hood scoop. The problem is it looks good, the bigger problem is it's fake. So the big cohesive zonk is the fake hood scoop, and those fake vents by the fog lamps. Would have been nice to make this functional, but it does look really killer, and you don't see many SUVs with any kind of hood scoop on it, whether it's functional or fake. I just wish it was functional. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup on our TRD Sport. So you're gonna get 20-inch wheels. I like the machined aluminum, the metallic silver finish. You do have a nice center cap cover. And then you'll even notice the nice brakes that they give you on this 4Runner TRD Sport. Now, if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of this tire? You're looking at 245 on the width, 60 series sidewall. They did a special tune on the suspension because this is a TRD Sport. But another thing that I gotta point out that I love is color match fender flares. So you get the fender flare, but they're nice and color matched to match the rest of the body. Let me know if you like this or if you like the more traditional ABS flat black plastic. Now as we rise up and we go down the side, Lunar Rock on tops of the mirror caps. You do have LED turn signals built in. From the side of the vehicle, you have a nice overall dimension. It's going to give you plenty of room on the interior, and then also obviously not just for passengers, but wait until I show you that cargo area. Up top we have these satin black raised roof rails. You could get the crossbars for a cargo basket, mountain bike carrier, canoe carrier. Everything is color matched on the door handles, on the lower sill. And then I like the way they give you the TRD Sport badge. The only thing is I wish it was black. It seems that most of the other badging and trim is black, so it would have been nice to be black. But remember, TRD stands for Toyota Racing Development. Working our way towards the rear, good sized quarter window. When we get to the tail end of the business, you do have a nice stubby roof spoiler, but look, no wiper. They actually tuck it underneath there. So I love the way they do that. Really cleans up the back. You could raise and lower the rear glass all by the press of a button, but you do have the old school style tail lights. And what I mean by old school is not just the turn signal bulbs in there, but you see how they're see-through? That goes back to like 2007, but you do have LED lighting for the brake lights, which is a nice touch. The 4Runner name with the Toyota badge, nice and black. That's why I wish the TRD Sport badge was black, because these are black as well. And then working our way all the way down, you do have a single exhaust outlet. It would have been nice to put a finishing tip on there, like a stainless steel tip. So I am gonna zonk that. And you do have this lower grille pattern, which is not functional, but we'll throw that into the zonk for the fake hood scoop. It does look good, it just doesn't do anything. And then you got your full toe hookup and your spare tire mounted underneath. Well, why don't we go ahead though, let's pop the hood and see how this compares, and maybe it's better than the upcoming Land Cruiser. Let's go check it out. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts. Underneath that hood is the tried and true bullet powertrain, bulletproof powertrain. What is it? That is that 4-liter naturally aspirated V6 pumping out 270 horsepower, 278 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 5-speed automatic. Yes, you heard correctly. This still uses a 5-speed automatic, but I'm telling you right now, it is bulletproof. 0 to 60 in 7.6 seconds. Top speed is governed to 113 miles an hour. The vehicle weighs 4,800 pounds. MPGs is where the Land Cruiser is really gonna kick this 4Runner's butt. 16 in the city, 19 on the highway, but you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. Another nice thing to know is that you have that special suspension, like I said, for the TRD Sport, but we got naturally aspirated V6 power compared to 4-banger turbo power. Why don't we go ahead though? Let's fire up this V6 and hear what it sounds like. All right guys, we are inside this 2023 Toyota 4Runner TRD Sport. Kind of interesting to think that this is only the second year of the TRD Sport trim. Now I know you're saying to yourself, well Joe, how much is this thing? I've been waiting for pricing from the Land Cruiser. I haven't seen anything hard evidence yet, but I'm really digging this 4Runner. How much is it? MSRP, $42,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. So on the Sport, you're gonna get that soft text trim with the contrast stitching. You got the older school placement of the door lock switch and the power window switch up top. Chrome door handle. You got your Twinkie tray. 5 Twinkies will drop in nicely. Door pocket is on the tighter side, so maybe 2 to 3 tacos from Taco Bell and a strawberry milkshake to wash it down. Going from the door panel to the dash, we do have hard plastic. I wish they used more of this aluminum style trim. This looks cool. This looks good, it's just hard as a rock. Slide on in, you got the old school Casio digital timepiece up top. Yes, it's 12 noon. We have an 8-inch infotainment system, all touchscreen, and you do have physical buttons and knobs. Working our way down, we have our AC controls. If you can't operate these knobs, you need to give up your driver's license, because this is as easy as an AC system gets. We got a place for a pack of candy cigarettes. You got a USB-A and a 12 volt. And then down below, you could put your Jolly Ranchers, strawberry, watermelon, sour apple. This is perfect, absolutely perfect for maybe a couple packages of Reese's peanut butter cups. You got a cup holder here. And then a cup holder all the way back here. You keep your cup holders segregated here. This is going to control your 5-speed automatic, and it's got your TRD shifter on it. I do like the silver. I think that's better than gloss black. And then you got the old school Toyota key fob. They've been making these since like 1990. Still the same key fob. Soft text up top. Open this up. You got another 12 volt, and you got enough room in here. I would say easily 7 Beanie Babies. Put your most valuable ones in there, the ones that you're gonna sell to send your kids to college with, and keep them close so nobody steals them. We do have the TRD embroidery on the headrest with the soft text. This is not leather, they call it soft text. So PETA fans, do not call Toyota telling them to get rid of their leather. It's not leather, it's soft text, but it is soft touch. Manual adjustments for the passenger. The good news is I have power adjustments as the driver, and no sunroof in this particular trim. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind this old school steering wheel in the 4Runner. All right guys, business time. Behind the wheel, you do have your power seat adjustments, easy to get to, nice large. That's one thing about this vehicle, is that it's got some of the largest buttons and knobs I think available in the auto industry. I'm 6 feet tall, lots of great space. And what's crazy is I'm gonna be able to take you back in time, and I don't even need a DeLorean. Here it is right here. This is that old school steering wheel. I remember it on the Tundras. I remember it on the old Sequoias. It's still in the 4Runner. Big buttons, because I like big buttons and I cannot lie. You got your Toyota badge. I do like the leather material around the steering wheel. It is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then you got your old school dash, analog tach, speedometer, coolant gauge, fuel gauge, and then the center there, that little 5-inch display, which is color. You do have different readouts of information that you could bring up, including an eco indicator. I don't know how eco this vehicle is going to get with a V6 and only 16 miles to the gallon, but seeing that nice hood scoop is cool. It just hopefully nobody else knows it's fake. Let's get into the back seat though, because I want to take this for a little spin. All right guys, back seat time, and I'm telling you, if you need more space in a 2-row SUV, what the hell are you hauling? That's what I want to know. 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom. You do have those cargo net style rear nets on the pockets here. Not my favorite, so I am gonna zonk that. But you can put, I would say, at least 6 flappy jacks from IHOP. But the problem is, if you stuff it too much, you're gonna get these indentations in your flapjacks. And I don't like indentations in my flapjacks. Back of the center console, you do have AC vents. What's funny is all the buttons are large, but the AC vents are small back here. The good news is though, check it out, 2 USB-Cs. I have my own pocket over here. And then like I said, plenty of room, even a nice center armrest. Look at that. 2 cup holders, Charmin approved. When we get back to the cargo area though, I want to show you how much room there is, and I'm ready to go for a spin in this 4Runner. All right guys, now what's interesting is that just like the Land Cruiser, this is a 2-row SUV, not a 3-row SUV. It does not have electric assist. You got to use a little bit of the muscle, eat some of your spinach like Popeye did. Opens up though, you're going to be given a ginormous, generous amount of space. How much space do we have? You are looking at 46 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Obviously the seats fold down. I like the way they have these nooks here. You could put a gallon of Yoo-Hoo. You could put your off-road Twinkies, up to 8 off-road Twinkies on both sides. And then on the passenger side, you'll notice that you do have power hookup. Home power source, 12 volt. You could put some nice bagels, some New York style big bagels with some cream cheese schmear on there, and another gallon of Yoo-Hoo. One of my favorite things that this one has is I love the sliding tray. A lot of times when something's in there, you gotta like jump for it. What you gotta do with this is look, it slides out. So you could load things and then you could just slide it in. I like that usability, but you know what? I wanna find out if these 4Runners still drive like I remember that they drive very well. Let's go ahead, let's go on throttle in our 4Runner. All right guys, we're leaving Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete. We're in this 2023 Toyota 4Runner TRD Sport. I put the camera this angle because I just wanted you to see the space. I don't think looking out the windshield is gonna do you a lick of any good, but that's one of the things about this vehicle is that even though it's older design, it's got plenty of great space in here. Seats are very, very comfortable. And the other bit of news is the visibility. You could take the headrests for the rear passengers and actually fold them down. I have the rear glass that could go up and down. Plus we have the forward-facing camera. So that's really gonna allow you to drive this SUV very successfully without any major issues. Now, of course, like I said, the materials are that harder plastic, but these are built so well that they hold their value very greatly. And there's such a big fan group for these vehicles out there that people just love them. The 5-speed, you know, it doesn't shift the smoothest. And obviously when it comes to that fuel economy is gonna be the real killer. But the fact that you could put hundreds of thousands of miles on this powertrain and it doesn't miss a tick is something very telling about Toyota and their great reliability and dependability. What's interesting is that even with the 20-inch wheels, the ride is nice and comfortable, and I'm not hearing any wind noise or really any road noise, which is wonderful as well. You're still gonna get all the great Toyota sensing safety technology in here. And the fact that, like I said, just everything is well within reach, large knobs, large buttons, everything is very easily labeled. It's a piece of cake. I'm gonna go ahead and make a U-turn here and just show you how easy that is, because sometimes in these larger SUVs, it's not very easy to do. Steering does have a nice feel to it. And the turning radius is good. It isn't great, but it's definitely better than some other SUVs this size. But we're gonna wait for the traffic to pass, and then we're going to make our U-turn here. Look at this, very simple, nice and easy. Also like the throttle sensitivity. One of the things that's great about this vehicle is that there's no different modes. So it's like you just freaking drive it how cars used to be. You just drive it. You didn't have to worry about a different mode for this, a different mode for that. And it really feels very, very natural. Even though it has, you know, the newer tech when it comes to the throttle and the steering and everything, still feels very natural, very good. Another thing I like about driving this 4Runner is that it's very easy to maneuver in tight traffic situations, even though it is a little bit on the larger size. And, you know, the confidence that it gives you when you're behind the wheel, it just feels really amazing. And I think that's another reason why people love these. It's not just about the reliability, the dependability, but it just makes you feel good when you're behind the wheel of one of these. You got plenty of power when it comes to passing and everything else. It's just don't expect a really fast 0 to 60, because that's not what this vehicle is about. This vehicle is about putting the time in and giving you that hundreds of thousands of miles of reliability. Reading the dash is very simple, just from a quick glance. And it gives you a good amount of information, which is nice as well. I don't need a bunch of screens all over the place for my particular car. Hey guys, nobody is behind us. We're gonna go on throttle real quick just so you have that ability to sense that. On throttle, here we go. So you do have a buzzier V6, a louder V6. The transmission, you can hear what it's doing, but that's that, like I said, that older style to how an engine and a transmission behaves. And there's not a bunch of sound deadening material. It's not about just making everything silent and quiet in here. It's about letting you experience what is happening, and I really can appreciate that. All right, guys, one more time for you, definitely one more time for me. We'll go on throttle together. On throttle, here we go. So like I said, I think you have plenty of power, just enough to be out of your own way, out of everybody's way. But don't expect some flying 0 to 60, but you are gonna get awesome reliability from this power plant, and and transmission. But we're gonna get back to Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. Guys, it's been another great day out here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete. Definitely want to thank Miro, Mike, and the rest of the crew getting us access to this Lunar Rock 2023 Toyota 4Runner TRD Sport Edition. Let me know what you think. Are you gonna go with the older school setup on this 4Runner, or are you thinking that the new, better way to go is with the Land Cruiser coming out for 2024 model year? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rise family. You got to give it up, Stephen Flood Photography. No matter how much he's got on his shoulders, he's always standing tall. So show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.